So it seems to help me to have really beautiful things around. And flowers just do that. It doesn't matter where they come from. Relationship is everything. And, part of the reason that we have terrible things happen in the world is relationship is not properly in place. So I've spent, my life maybe learning how to be in right relationship and skillful relationship, and I feel really blessed that I have maybe more love in my life than maybe most people I know. Well, I love others with pies. I think for me, love has a lot to do with how we make contact. Contact meaning presence. So that's one of the things I've also cultivated in my life is learning how to be really present with others. People love this. I mean, I go to a Twins game. I have this really dear friend. We go to Twins games together, which I love. And he gave me some feedback after we got the brats. Yeah, we went to the brat stand. And he's like, wow, you just totally made that person's day. I'm like, what are you talking about? He said, did you notice nobody else looked her in the eye? Nobody else said, hey, how you doing? And I meant it. So she and I just had this really brief exchange. And these are things I take for granted because I think I am quite loving. And I'm happy to extend that. And it feels really natural to me.
How important it is to be constantly practicing so that you get really good at loving others. And you do that in part because you realize that when you love others, it helps them and it helps you. It helps everybody. And you feel better. It absolutely feels better to be generous and kind and loving than it does to be the opposite. Feels better. If we're paying attention, we would naturally do those things.
I keep a picture of my kids here. I consider this my desk. I spend a lot of time sitting here at my desk, and other people have their kids in a cubicle. I keep mine right there. Gives me reason to come home.
My family is the most important thing in my life, and that's, if you ask my children, if you met them on the street and you said to them, what's the most important thing in the world? Each one of them would say family, because that's what I tell them. That is the most important thing, because I didn't have that, and that was the most important thing that I should have had. Well, just recently, we went to Disney World, and that was a lot of fun. We surprised the kids. We kept it from them for 6 months or whatever it was when we decided to plan the trip, and we planned it around them without them knowing it. And we woke them up the day of the flight to tell them, hey kids, we're going to Disney World, just like the commercial. And we brought them down, and we had these autograph books for them, and we had these gifts for them to let them know that that's where we were going. So we built it up. We had the camera set. We got the video of us doing it too. And as soon as we told them, we realized they didn't know anything about Disney World. And maybe it was at that point we realized we were parenting properly. Yeah, so we had a great time. We spent a week down there in the sun, and we had lunch with the princesses at the castle, and they had a blast. And that's the best part, is seeing their faces. Living life through them is because most of the time you put your head on the pillow, Tom, at night, and you say, I hope today wasn't the day I screwed up their life.
I consider deep connection to go in a number of directions. And certainly one of those is between people. So yes, cultivating really good friendships, good love relationships if you're in a love relationship, or really, really healthy relationships with your family. Those are really, really important. But the need for deep connection also goes inward, so that we can really connect deeply with our own inner self. But it is that realizing that how important it is to align ourselves with our own deepest nature. It sounds simple, but to be able to become more and more fully ourselves, I think it is. That's the kind of thing where you have to take risks. You have to keep challenging yourself. You have to keep growing.
We'll take walks by the moonlit bay, maybe find a treasure too.
A lot of, say, third world countries, I've spent some time in India, they have huge families, and they're so happy. but many of them are in a state of deep poverty. But they're very happy, many of them, you know. I would say most of the people that I met were just overwhelmingly joyful, you know, happy, dancing, singing, spending time with friends and family, and because that's what they have, you know, and they're celebrating that and showing their gratitude for their families by spending time with them, and that's what they have. They don't have a lot of money, but that, you know, money can't create happiness. Happiness is something that comes from connection. The happiest people that I've met in my life are deeply rooted in their families. And not everyone has that, but it would be my greatest hope that I could ever put out there, that people do find those connections